The Magical Snow Garden by Tracey Corderoy, illustrated by Jane Chapman. Look at that penguin. The Magical Snow Garden. Far away where snowflakes twinkled lived a little penguin named Wellington. Wellington loved his snowy world, sliding down hills, digging for treasure, and sharing books with his very best friend. "Rosemary, look at this garden," he cried. "It's amazing. Let's grow one just like it." "Percy," called Wellington, "I'm going to grow a garden." "Oh, Wellington," chuckled Percy, "that's impossible. We don't grow things, we fish." Mabel smiled. "I wanted to fly once," Ivan explained, "but penguins can't fly and flowers can't grow in the snow. It's just too cold." "But Ivan," said Wellington, "how will we know unless we try?" Wellington's books all said the same thing. To grow flowers he needed seeds, but there weren't any seeds in their snowy white world. Not one. "There must be a way," Rosemary chirped as she shared a cookie. Wellington looked at the shiny blue wrapper. With a fold here and there, it was just like a tulip, cried Wellington. "I can make a garden instead." Now he's thinking. So Wellington filled his biggest net with things to make his garden: wrappers, buttons, pieces of Ivan's old clocks, and pearly white seashells that Rosemary had given him. For days, Wellington raced around, folding and twirling, glittering and gluing, digging and planting, until... Ta-da! Now all of the wrappers were beautiful flowers, and the buttons were bright bumblebees. Clockwork trees dotted the hills, sprinkled with soft white snow. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. "Look," Percy pointed. "Wow," Mabel gasped. "He's done it," Ivan smiled. "Wellington's made a magical snow garden," they cried. But the garden had no wall to keep out the wind, and that very night a storm blew in. It whipped and whirled and roared, whoosh, and Wellington's garden was blown away. Aw, that's so sad. Every last petal. "It's okay," said Mabel. "You tried your best." They brought him warm milk and cookies, but Wellington shook his head. "No, thanks," he sighed. Just then he heard a flutter of wings, and Rosemary dropped something in his lap. Slowly Wellington smoothed out the shiny blue wrapper, then he folded it just so. "The first tulip for my next garden," Wellington decided. This time, Wellington's friends helped to make his wonderful new garden. Percy built a wall to keep out the wind. Mabel made a beautiful fountain, and Ivan's trees had clockwork birds that sang. Then Rosemary flew off to tell the world about her friend's amazing garden. Look at it. And the whole wide world came hurrying to see it. There were bright pink flamingos, koalas, and camels, and elephants with trumpeting trunks. There were zebras, giraffes, and bouncing kangaroos. "Wow!" Wellington gasped. That's a lot of animals that came. Amazing. "Wellington," called Ivan, "you were right. You never know what you can do until you try." "Hooray for Wellington," everyone cheered, and his magical garden in the snow. Look at that. Beautiful. The Magical Snow Garden by Tracey Corderoy, illustrated by Jane Chapman.